Hello and welcome to this edition of Big Scott 35. Uh, Tonight, I'm going to do a let's talk, go over a few things. First thing, my last video of my CSG reveal. Uh, the more I've been with, I went and talked to, showed my friend that owns a card shop, my LCS. We talked about it a little bit. I mean, he is a PSA guy. He likes to get as much out of it as he can, and he does a lot more vintage stuff. So, yes, he would like to get stuff back quicker for a shop and online, but it's older cards. The value is going to be there 8 months from now as well as for now. So it's not really modern stuff he deals with. He lets other people do the modern. He just buys it from them and then resells it, whatever little modern he has. But we talked about it, and I feel really, really good about their grading. I did show the back on one that was all centered, and we were talking how it feels like PSA feels like it's gotten tighter with that. So if I showed the one card that was all centered on the back, but what I really want to talk on was some of the comments I got. And I got three. I got a PSA, I got one of my CGS, and an SGC. And I didn't get one of my Beckett's. I only got a few Beckett cards. But people just want to know the size variations. And I think because the big issue, and it makes this card look so big, is that everybody was talking about this big space right here. Well, I think a lot of people are going to pay the extra $10 a card to get the subgrades. I just, it's for my PC mostly, unless something happens where Randy White does something that's not in my PC all of a sudden. So I don't really need subgrades, and I'm not a big. I am one of the few people where the subgrades are not. A 9.5 is a 9.5. A true 9.5 to me really doesn't give a damn. I've told you before about grading. I'm not 100%. I just think it's a necessary evil. And man, have I started enjoying it like everybody else, other than a financial reason. I just like the look of slabs. And if I feel like the company I respect them, and I've gotten good feedback from some people in the hobby I respect that uh, they think the same way I do, that this is going to be a good company, um, and they're going to do some things. Some things that I have talked about is I wish they darkened the color of the green. I wish it was a darker green. Um, and if you're not going to get the subgrades, maybe change the font of of the tops Randy White there. Just to try to fill up space maybe. Because it's just not, doesn't look too good. Not the greatest. But let's get to what I was talking about, the size. So here's a PSA card and a slab. Side to side, the PSA card is actually a tad bit longer and just a tad bit wider, because somebody was asking, uh, will it fit in a slab box? Or I have slab cardboard boxes at the moment. I've been looking to get a case uh, for some of my cards. I just don't know if I have a good enough reason to spend $100 on a case. I really don't know. Where the cardboard is doing just fine for me. But I can tell you, I have a PSA perfect sleeve, superior fit sleeve on here. It fits it perfectly. It comes over a little bit more on the back side, but yeah, it fits it. The superior fit actually fits really, really. The PSA fits like it was made for the SG or the the CGS card. So getting all these letters right. And then here I just pulled out one of my last. I had them sitting here. SGC Johnny Bench that I just got graded. And you'll tell, I mean, the SGC card we know their slabs are bigger. If you use the slab boxes like I do, you know it is really, really tight. You can see how much wider the SGC card is. It's a little bit taller on the top, but man, it got some width to it. And I guess the new versions are even a little bit thicker. Insert joke. I'm going to do those back pages. I'll pause for your joke. But yeah, so, and in the slab itself, this one here is just, you can tell it's thinner than the SGC. And that was just a topic that came up. I thought it was a very good topic. CSG, I hope like they're watching some of the videos, not just to watch the videos, but read the comments of the people down below. Because, I just think grading is a serious thing now. It's just not people a side part of it. It is a necessary evil, or whatever you want to call it, of the hobby now. If I was to go and pay real money for a Randy White, I got this very cheap out of a box, so I was very happy with a 7. Just any card. If I Rod Carew rookie, my Gary Carter rookies, it's just nice to have a number to, even if it's just a number you feel like it's not real. First off, it makes the card legit, and you have a reference point to start from. It's just not the old Beckett mint to non-mint or whatever. You have a frame of reference, I should say. So that's why I like it. And people want to poo-poo on certain ones. I don't want to say poo-pooing on HGA, but I don't understand why right off the giddy up everybody gives them legitimacy. But that was just some things I wanted to talk about with that grading, and just some questions and concerns and just definite comments. And a lot of them was CSG, you got to do something. You just got to do something like that empty space. Because it does make, when I first saw them, I was like, wow, that's a lot of, I thought the card was taller. And I couldn't figure out what made this look wrong with the dead space. It's just, they just need to do something with that. And I like the darker color, because then most cards are white or whatever. It just contrasts most cards. So of a darker green than that bright green. But that's just a few things. And it might be something they work on. It might be something they don't work. I don't know. And it might be where they think most people get subgrades. But for $10 more, I just don't see the value in it. Because if I got subgrades and I got a 7, what's the 6? I mean, what if I got a 9 and other 6? I don't know what the value is in it. A true gem mint 9.5 just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm still kind of old school. I'm trying to embrace this whole grading thing, and just kind of to morph it into my rest of my collecting world. And I'm trying to get back into doing a lot more raw, and and I am trying to just do, grading is a big part, and I just feel like it's kind of got ripped away from me a little bit. And I've talked about it before, and I really don't want to talk. I'm just so over talking the grading thing, and either do it or don't do it, or figure out a way to. You might have to cut back. Victor and I on through our YouTube channels have commented back and forth a little bit. And he's brought up a good point on one of his videos was, I might have grade 10 before, where I'll grade 5 now, and he doubled their price. So, I just sent 4 PSA cards in. They were Trouts. Trouts are not going to lose their money unless, he does something very despicable in the upcoming months, which could very well happen. I don't think Trout's that type of guy, but, 8 months from now, that card's only going to be higher than what it is now, even if the cards start coming down, which it seems like they're starting to level off or come down a little. I'm not talking about retail. I'm just talking about singles. Retail, my Target, I guess I've been seeing signs for Targets around the country where they're only selling on Friday morning at 8 o'clock. Well, my Target's not like that. They've gone to the day. I think they restock on Tuesday, Friday. So what you do is you go in, put your name on a list. They text you when it's your turn to come in to get your 2 items. So, and you got a time limit to get it because they're trying to cut down how many people are in the store. I know they've had some issues at the store, and now they're getting tired of a long line. I mean, they have a line that stretches from one end of at the card aisle, which is usually one of the end aisles at the registers, and it goes the opposite end all the way past all the registers. And I've seen pictures of 2 different lines where they go really, really. it's, it's just funny to me. Um, so with that, it's just good luck if that's what you're looking for. But I still will not pay twice as much. My card shop's doing Don Ross boxes. He told me he would sell me one for 160. I can't even do that. I mean, they were 150 online. I haven't looked, but last year they were like $100. I can't see paying that much for a Don Ross box. I didn't pay that for Series 1 Tops, even though it's the same card. If you put up the Don Ross and the Tops card side by side, way to go, Tops. You just sold a Panini card this year. And, I kind of thought that, but about the cards on their podcast this week, straight up side by side, them funny. It was it's pretty hilarious. So, Topps Don Ross Series 1. But the other thing I want to talk about is just I touched on a little bit on like investing, people talking about it. And this past week, I watched a couple of videos of guys I like. But one of the guys asked another guy on the show. The guy does playing cards, soccer, and I think he's basketball. I mean, and he's young, so it's all young men are doing basketball, which I don't care. But he asked the other dude, that was supposed to be the baseball guy, I guess, which he really don't think he might know like prices. And I touched on this where they only know like what's trending up. Like let me go on Card Ladder or Card Investor one, whatever his is, and see what's trending right now. What's on the trend up? And the guy actually asked the other guy, is Mike Trout a good buy? At first I thought he was joking. And I was like taken back a little, like, but he was serious. Like, is the Angels going to be good enough to go to World Series because if Mike Trout's a good buy? And I was thinking to myself, going, Mike Trout's a good buy if they don't go to World Series? He's probably the best player that's playing the game right now. And they started talking about Mookie Betts a little bit, playing it for the Dodgers and stuff, which is not wrong buying that either. They're probably the 2 guys right now for me. If I was looking to buy something to think that it's going to hold value, those are the 2 guys that are playing right now that I would probably purchase because they've been in the league for a while. We know who they are. I have an issue with Soto's and Acuna's being so high. Not taking anything away from those guys, and most likely in a few years I'll be saying the same thing about them. But anything can still happen to them, and they've only been in the league for 2 or 3 years. Fernando Tatis, I'll pick up his cars when I find a good value, but I'm not going to overpay for them. And what do I mean? I have a limit on how much I pay for guys that have been in the league for 3, 4, 5 years. They, once they're 5 years and they've set their pace of who they are, then I'll start maybe spending a little bit more. I don't call it investing, I call it collecting. Um, but I want them more established. Now, if I get them in a pack, I'm ecstatic. I'm like, all right, because there's your value right there. But I'm not going to pay 4 times or 2 times the SRP for a box to hopefully get one of those players. It's not going to happen. I just, and that's what people are doing. They're paying all this money. I guess Prism basketball's going to come out at $3,000 a box, is what it's rumored. I, why? Who? What? I don't know. To speculate what you're going to get out of it is nowhere. You might get that one of one. I don't even know what baseball player this year would you. I mean, unless you get the Mike Trout or Cunha, Soto, one of one cards, you're not gonna hit big. The Inception cards just came out. I started hunting a little bit on eBay. And those price singles are inflated already. I'm getting notices where guys are already trying to knock prices down. Because a couple of the cards I was watching, I was also watching the they had some auctions, and those were way below what the asking prices of the other cards were. So they just need. If I'm going to give you any advice, when the cards come out and you want the singles of those cards, just wait a little bit, unless you're looking for the low number rainbow color, the rainbow getting a red, orange, or whatever. But even that, I noticed that they were just way overpriced, and you just kind of got to let more cards be out there for those prices to come down. And I also noticed when I was looking at the Mike Trout's, the reds and orange and the blues, I think the reds are at 75, orange is at 50, and the blues are 150. It seemed like every one of them were on eBay. Like I could have bought 75 reds. I was like, did anybody keep? It's Mike Trout. Does anybody collect, or is everybody selling? Not everybody can be a seller unless somebody's going to buy it. Prospecting it's going to go up more to flip if Trout makes the World Series. Because we don't know who Trout is. I don't know. So, I wasn't making fun of the guy because everybody needs to learn at whatever level they're at. And, there's no dumb questions. Just dumb people. No, I didn't mean that. It's just, certain things. I would have thought any person that was in a sports type of, I don't care what sport you're into, would know who Mike Trout is. If you love soccer, I think you still know who Mike Trout is, just by name recognition alone. I know baseball don't push their players, but just for that alone. And I guess what I'm trying to get to is just, just do your own kind of research and just be patient. See what's out there. We can still collect. You might have to hunt a little bit more, but that's the fun. I've heard some big guys in our community this week just being a little disgruntled and almost not even buying anything. And I'm kind of getting that way, but I'm still like, I have things that I want that are still very affordable, even at these ridiculous prices. So I still have some playroom if I want to buy those things, or, just being patient, waiting it out, seeing what's going to happen. I just had to pay a big bill today, so that's going to probably, that knocked into my, not only this, but a little bit of my, national money even today. So it was very unexpected, and And that's life. You prepare for those, and that's what you got to do. Sometimes you just got to deal with things and move on. And so that's all I want to say. Be patient. Don't just buy things just because you think you have to. I want to check my box off, and just do a little research, a little homework, and reach out and talk to whoever, and just to get a sounding board, somebody to go just make you feel warm and fuzzy inside, or tell you, hey, wake up, don't do that. Even if it's somebody that's not in the hobby, that can be realization. Because at the end of the day, it's just cardboard. It's people on cardboard. Doesn't matter if it's in one of these or if it's just one of these. It's still just people on cardboard. So, again, purchase what you like because you're going to be stuck with it. Be patient and be smart. And if you don't know, ask somebody. That gentleman did the right thing. If you didn't know Mike Trout, he did the right thing. So until next time, like, share. Hopefully this will be some discussion topics. Until next time, see ya.